करारविन्देन पदारविन्दं मुकारविन्दे विनिवेशयन्तं वटस्य पत्रस्य पूतेशयानम्।
जय गुरुदेव। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचारूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। न कर्मणा मनारम्भान् नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोऽश्नुते न च सन्न्यसनादेव सिद्धिं समधिगच्छति. Now before we go into this shloka, we all first need to understand that what is this Naishkarmyam. So Naishkarmyam, if you see, it basically means that with the presence of this person, in the presence of this particular person, all karmas just happen. It just happens. He doesn't have to do anything. It just the goodness and the karma just happen around him. Naishkarmyam. Now this is the one of the basic or the main pillars of chapter 3, Naishkarmyam Siddhi. Naishkarmyam Siddhi is a siddhi in which when this particular, like how a flower, a rose flower, when it blossoms, the smell comes till crosses your window and comes into your house. Similarly, this person who is completely blossomed in Chetana, in the consciousness, has a very soft consciousness, completely God consciousness, self-realized person. In his presence, automatically all the karmas are happening. So how to get this Naishkarmyam Siddhi? And also before I get into this discussion, I also want to say that there could be some errors, in this particular, like the way I am explaining, because I am also learning. So if any one of you, it's not like I'm an expert on this. I'm just putting that flag for everyone, but I am also learning. I'm also wanting to see how this is. So you all can also kind of join in, and see if you have any kind of suggestions. So here he is saying, so with this Naishkarmyam Siddhi, does it come by not doing anything? Sri Krishna doesn't believe this. Like, the karmana manarambhan, कुछ आरंभ करने के बगैर ये नैष्कर्म्यम सिद्धि आ सकती है? He says no, this cannot come without this. Absolutely cannot come without, like many of people in this country and the other people have understood, Naishkarmyam means don't do any karma. Don't do any karma and Naishkarmyam Siddhi will come. It is impossible. It is impossible that it can happen. Here Sri Krishna believes this is impossible. It cannot come by the non-performance of actions, in fact. And nacha sanyasana deva siddhim samadhigacchati, and also not by renunciation. It cannot happen by renunciation also, he says. So man does not attain freedom from action, termination or the discipline of action without entering above, because you have to perform action in some way. Either you perform action with your words, either you perform action with your thought, or you perform action with your deed. We say na manasa vacha, like this. So either you will perform. Any person who is not doing anything, in fact, he is a person who is doing much more karma by just his mind continuously working. And he is making a karma by his mind continuously working. So here he is, Sri Krishna has said this, that it cannot, and just by renunciation, he cannot attain perfection also. It is not like I am leaving this. Whatever has been given to you, whatever is your dharma, whatever is your, the title that you have for doing that karma, you have to do that. is what he's saying in this. And the next shloka he says, Nahi kaschit षणमपि जातु तिष्ठत्य कर्म कृत कार्यते ह्यवशः कर्म सर्व prakriti gunai. Now, this is also a very important shloka in this. He says, in this, the explanation that he gives is that किसी भी अवस्था में, कोई भी अवस्था में, like कोई भी क्षण मात्र, like षणमपि is basically क्षण मात्र, and कश्चित कोई भी अवस्था में आप हो तो कर्म किए बिना, like अकर्मकृत, you can say तिष्ठित्य कर्मकृत, it's अकर्मकृत, कर्म किए बिना नहीं रह सकते. The first line meaning is that कोई भी अवस्था में जिसमें भी आप हो, क्षण, good, bad, whatever, some action is happening through you by at least by your manasa, vacha, the body, the mind, or the thought, be some action is happening through you. Karyate yavashak karma sarva prakriti jair gunai. And here he is saying that जो भी, क्योंकि why this happens is because prakriti जैसी है, the prakriti, Rajas, Tamas and Sattva, this prakriti will make sure सर्व सब प्राणियों के लिए प्रकृति जन्य गुण कर्म करवा ही लेती है, will enter into some karma because this is the nature of the gunas. This is the nature of the gunas which will make you do some karma in some way. So here, so what to do? So basically he is saying here is that for example, now you are, you have sown a seed. From the seed, it has become a sapling. From the sapling, it has become a tree. From the tree, there is a seed in that. The seed will fall. Again, there will be another tree, another sapling, another tree, another seed, another sapling. And like this, the chakra of life is going to go on and on and on. So he's saying, how do we achieve this, Naishkarma Siddhi? How do we achieve this Naishkarma Siddhi? Is it possible by not doing anything? He says, no, you cannot do that. It's not possible by not doing anything. He says, okay, then why it is not possible? Because this prakriti will inflict something on you through which you have to do the karma. So, isn't it right to do some karma in which there is no karma phal that you get? Because karma basically means an action produces an reaction, and the reaction produces an action, and this action produces a reaction. It is a continuous cycle of action, reaction, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect. So how to see that somewhere the seed does not produce another tree? Like you take the seed and you boil the seed in the water. After that, the seed will not produce any tree. It stops at that particular state forever. So how to see this? How to come to this Naishkarma Siddhi? And that is where Naishkarma Siddhi is saying that when any karma which is done without any attachments, without any kamna, without zero kamna, you are just become an ambassador of God in which you are just doing the seva of this world. You have zero kamna. Basically it would mean that, you have been, your ego is completely stripped of its root. And you feel that divinity is working through you, or you have combined with the divinity here. This state is Naishkarma Siddhi. And this this world has become divine for you. And because this world is divine, so you are in a state of service for this world. When this comes in your life, then what happens? Things around you just start happening. You are in wonder, in a state of wonder, because things around you will just keep happening like that in your life. And this is what he's saying to achieve this state, because it's not about what action you do. It is not about that. The action which you perform, deep inside that, the impression that is there, with that is what creates karma. Because if you see, a surgeon has a knife, and the poet also has a knife, a terrorist also has a knife, but the surgeon gets a positive karma and the dacoit gets a negative karma for doing that. But here he's saying to go above the positive and negative. So karma and come to Naishkarna Siddhi, which is Kamna Varit, which is zero expectation for yourself. You almost dissolve completely. And this is his solution for this siddhi. Prakriti will inflict this rajas, tamas. It will. So morning you wake up, sometimes you see that your mind is fresh like a tomato. Sometimes you wake up and you feel very low. This is all inflicted by Prakriti to either push you for doing something. So yesterday, you remember I had asked you that how is a dog your friend? How come a dog is your friend? It wags its tail, but no other animal is as faithful because there is a nature inflicted on these animals which they follow. Similarly, for us, we also have an infliction of this nature by the gunas, or rajas, tamas, or the sattva guna. But there is a freedom that we can achieve. And what is that freedom? He says the Naishkarma Siddhi. Taking the path of Naishkarma Siddhi, in which you attain, you Kamna Rahit, he almost said that in the last, he had given the definition of that. That the mental conditioning has to be in such a way, the buddhi that he said, Tikshna buddhi, that mental conditioning is produced by Samkhya, and the karma that you do is produced by the karma yoga. This two-fold combination is going to give you this siddhi, is what he's saying. So almost all your actions that you do in this life is as if you are doing it for the divine.
Vanamala virajidam Shankachakradharam devam Krishnam Vande